Alright, what's up YouTubers? This is Herm Says Play to Win, back with another War Thunder Ground Forces video. So I'm going to start this off a little differently than usual. So I want to give credit to the creator of this awesome skin here. So his name is Ananar, and I'm going to post a link to this skin in the info section below this video. It's really awesome looking skin. So I'm gonna have a look at the armor scheme here. So the Jagdpanzer IV is really well armored. So the superstructure is exactly the thickness and I think exactly the angle as the upper glacis on the Panther medium tank. So it is really well protected. So 120 millimeters of armor effective value and up. The upper front plate goes from 110s up to 120 or so. The weakness is the lower plate here, with values in the low hundreds to about 110 or so. So we look at the internal layout. There are 3 crew members that are sitting essentially in tandem, so it is possible to knock out 3 of the crew with one shot. Also notice how there's a whole bunch of ammo on the left side of the vehicle. So if you shoot it from the side and aim for the superstructure, you're almost guaranteed to hit something vital. And then there's fuel tank in the bottom and some ammo above it. So it's a brief overview of the vehicle, and here again some more glamour shots of this awesome looking skin. So this skin is actually historically accurate. It is based on a vehicle that was commanded by a Waffen-SS Jagdpanzer IV ace named Rudolf Roy, who fought in Russia and also on the Western Front. So anyway, on to the replay. So here I am, Jagdpanzer IV, in absolute simulator battle with no minimap markers. So I've moved into the woods here to support the advance of friendlies toward the enemy cap point. I notice, however, that an enemy is capping our point, so start moving out that way. So again, I have to say that Gaijin is doing a really good thing and a sensible thing to test out this absolute simulator mode. Because as I've said before, I think this mode without any minimap markers really brings the simulator mode into its own. And I hope we will get to see much more of it in the future. So I notice here that a friendly Panzer IV has just been taken out, so I scan for his killer, and there he is. KV-1, one shot, one kill. So I'm playing this game in this new mode that's called Break. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be short for Breakout, but it is called Break for whatever reason. And there's a dual tier capturing system. So each team starts out with one cap zone near the town on this map, and if you capture the cap zone, the enemy cap zone near the town, you then have to capture a second zone that's near the enemy spawn points. And so you cannot win simply by capping one zone and holding on to it. So here we are, carefully pushing into the town here. I have a friendly Panzer IV G to my left flank. And targets up ahead. Sherman. Set him on fire. And there's a KV-1 to the right there. Second shot takes out the Sherman. KV-1 disappears. And another target pops up. SU-122. First shot knocks out his gunner. And second shot kills him. So that's kill number 3. Okay, there's another friendly that showed up, so we're gonna push down this street here. There's that KV again. Now here I'm showing my inexperience in terms of handling these turretless tank destroyers. So I haven't developed a very good sense of the gimbal limits for these guns. But the KV gets taken out. So since I'm the best armored, I decide I should be the one to push ahead. And there's a Sherman up ahead. And I injure his loader. Fortunately, he takes out my gun barrel, so I need to duck into cover here and repair. Yeah, it's really kind of amazing and annoying at the same time how often gun barrels get damaged in this game. I mean, I have to wonder, are they really that fragile in real life? I mean, in World War II, did a lot of tanks get rendered useless because of damaged gun barrels? I mean, I really don't have any idea there, but anyway. So I decide to push around the flank here because I'm not looking forward to advancing under fire of that Sherman. Always looking around. And C-34 sets me on fire. The fire out, and I injure 2 of his crew. Do some module damage. Now I want to keep him in front of me, of course, because my side armor is very thin. Now again, showing my inexperience in handling this tank destroyer, I actually hit the side skirt of that friendly Panzer IV there, so lucky thing for me that it wasn't a damaging hit on the Panzer IV. So this T-34 goes up, so 4 kills. So in these city maps, it's always a good idea to advance with some teammates. I mean, it is so easy to get ambushed, built up areas like this. So I saw a shot coming in from the left, so I know there's somebody out there. There's another T-34. Do some crew damage. Unfortunately, he is still alive. And here, come up against a KV-2 pointing right at me, and the KV-2 is actually a threat to me, so I want to take him out ASAP. So that's kill number 5 on the KV-2. Now I can see that C-34 pushing into the town here. Unfortunately, because of my inexperience handling this class of vehicles, I wasn't able to get a shot in on him. I mean, what I should have done was aimed ahead of him. So aim down the street, knowing that he would have to drive across it, instead of trying to track him. Okay, so decide to go after these two guys. So there was a T-34 and there was also an SU that drove down this street here. So I'm advancing very carefully, trying to find these guys. Yeah, playing this game really gives an appreciation for just how nerve-wracking it must have been to be a tank crewman in World War II. When you go around, you have your head on a swivel, because you know that death can be right around the corner. Like for this SU, who had the misfortune of pointing his vehicle in the exact wrong direction at the wrong time. So I set him on fire and he blows up. Kill number 6. So advancing forward to take the enemy cap here. Friendly and an enemy exchanging fire. There's a Sherman right there. Take one shot at one of his weak points. Blows up his ammo. So that's kill number 7. So I spot movement, and there's an SU, so this was the respawn of the guy that I had killed in town just a minute ago. And there is this guy who is the respawn of the Sherman I just killed. And so this Sherman has gotten himself into a really good hull down position. But unfortunately for him, with his 75mm gun, there's no way he can penetrate the front armor of a Jagdpanzer IV. Not at this range at any rate. And so as long as I keep my front to these guys, should be okay. So there's the SU in the woods. And I get tracked. But against this lineup of allied vehicles, this Jagdpanzer IV with the long-barreled 75, the armor is just pretty much impervious to getting damaged. And this Sherman is going to pepper me with, like, I don't know, 15, 20 shots. But all he ends up doing is track damage. And so what he should have done was to, actually what both of them should have done was to actually maneuver into a flanking position. So for the Sherman, he would have had better chance if he just moved undercover into the town and tried to get the drop on me. Whereas this SU, I really don't know what he was doing there. I mean, he was just hanging out in the woods, and so I spot him again. Put a good shot into him. I think he's repairing now. So he's just pinned in place. So it's just a matter of time. And I take him out for kill number 8. I guess the one tricky thing from that situation was I needed to back away a bit so that when I turned to engage the SU, I didn't expose my side armor to the Sherman at such a flat angle. Okay, so finally the Sherman gets taken out by a friendly Stuka, and so yeah, we have this game well in hand. We're gonna win it eventually by capping the enemy point. So the second enemy point is in amongst the enemy's spawn points. Of course, at this time, the enemy is down to, I think, just one vehicle. So, yeah, it's just mopping up. Okay, so, yeah, I'm just gonna cut the video right about here. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you on the next one.